Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening game of the Montevallo Falcons men's soccer season as they prepare to take on ex-conference rivals, the North Georgia Nighthawks, who come into this only winning 2 games in this series. However, one of them was last year's 2-0 home win in Dahlonega. It was a successful year for the Nighthawks. They were second in the Peach Belt. They lost in the semifinals to Young Harris in a 3-4 thriller. Had a 10-10 record. It was their first 10-win season since 2005, and despite having to replace their top 2 scorers, Matt Shafto and Eddie Hurst, they seem to have found a goal scorer in Alex Grant. They also expect goals this season from Ivan Aksimovic. He has yet to get going. Of course, the starting lineup for the home team, who entered today 1-2, the Falcons have Robert Kuta in goal, who already has a shutout in the second game against Trevecca Nazarene. Rest of the lineup is Gabriel Cortarone, Vladik Margolin, Nico Klachar, Josh Keller, Lucas Hauer, the new German up top, Liam Moore, last season's top scorer, Cesare Marconi, freshman of the week last week for the Gulf South for his 3 assists, Austin Petrovic, the experienced defender who played alongside Steven Roca last season. Zach Keller is drafted into the starting lineup today, replacing Arad Lev Ari, as is Krenar Krasniki. So 2 changes for the Falcons. North Georgia has had goalkeeping problems to open the season, but it looks like they have found a replacement. Matt Sharman in goal has started the last 2 games and has kept his spot. He's joined by Jordan Day, Jared Smalley, Daniel Bennett, Alex Grant, who has 2 goals this season, Adam Farrell, Evan Davis, Mateus Abreu, Francisco Aliciardi, Daniel Joyce, and Gustavo Alensar. Already the Falcons starting on the front foot, not being able to put any spells of possession together in the opening minute. Aliciardi and Joyce for the Nighthawks are replacing Aiken and Erickson. Patrick Morton, last year's assist leader, is replaced today by Gabriel Cortarone. Montevallo going from right to left in the white home strip. The visitors in gray uniforms with blue sleeves. Already an early offside on Alex Grant. Good ball over the top, brought down well by Krasniki. The freshman German brought in from Osnabrück, Germany, played for the club team there in the 3rd tier of German soccer. Vladik Margolin. Side to Liam Moore, who's playing a deeper holding role this season. Krasniki cutting from the left to the senior Josh Keller. Exchanges passes with his twin brother, plays the ball over the top. Cesare Marconi, the only man around. It was a very wet last couple days in Montevallo. Class was canceled on campus Monday and Tuesday. Today is the first day back for class for some students, and the field still a little damp, but it was almost unplayable the last 2 days. However, fantastic weather for fall soccer. You couldn't ask for better weather on this opening day, and a very strong challenge by Nico Klachar, the senior from Subotica, Serbia. Lost his starting position at left back last year to Riku Manti. However, this year he's regained his position and the captain's armband. Coach Bruce Dieterle expects him to be a leader on this team. Early on, North Georgia not finding any passes linking together. They can't hold any possession. They give open space to Krasniki, who tries to play it outside. His pass is intercepted smartly by Adam Farrell. Moore holds off his man. Heavy touch in the back by Margolin, but he holds off Evan Davis. Moore sends a good ball over the top for fellow striker Lucas Hauer. Pass intercepted by Farrell. Wide for Davis. Intercepted. Hauer wins it back. Marconi. Moore has to go back. Josh Keller is dispossessed in the midfield by Gustavo Alensar. The freshman from Sao Paulo, Brazil, launches the first move, and it's sent in by Ali Ciardi. However, over the heads of everyone, including Montevallo's keeper, Robert Kuta. He won 2 Goalkeeper of the Week awards last season as a freshman in the Peach Belt. He has 2 backups this season, but is the outright #1 in the goal this year. Falcons have conceded 4 and scored 4. Their opponents have only scored 4 as well, but have conceded 6. The only difference is they have 2 wins, having played a game more than the Falcons. Nighthawks trying to put some passes together. They can't find any balls down the channel. Mateus Abreu was the intended target. A lot of young international players for both sides today. We'll see several players off the bench. Rami Baki as well as Aaron Ozdesh. Also 2 Swedish players on the bench. Carl Ludwig Eriksson and Jacob Eck. Nico Klachar calming things down at the back. To Cortarone, a freshman from Rio de Janeiro. Bruce Dieterle showing a lot of confidence in his newcomers by throwing in freshmen into starting positions. Hasn't really tinkered the lineup too much, besides a couple changes here and there. We'll expect to see Lev Ari and Morton. A poor ball intercepted in the midfield by the Falcons. Krasniki has place to run into. Plays a good exchange pass with Moore, and Krasniki with the best opportunity of the game. Perhaps he heard the footsteps of Daniel Bennett, who was retreating, but it was the best opportunity of the game. Perhaps some soft ground around the penalty area, and perhaps he got under it a little too much, but high, wide, and right by Krenar. The midfielder would like to have that one back. 8 minutes in, Montevallo have carved out an opening, though North Georgia have not found their rhythm yet. The Falcons more maverick in the attack so far. Cortarone again looking very comfortable in defense alongside senior Austin Petrovic. Last year Petrovic was the apprentice of senior Stephen Roca, who brought his considerable experience to a team that went 11-7. However, no Ollie Silkowski this season, but they do return their top scorer, Liam Moore. They lost the midfield linchpin, Sergio Gonzalez. They brought in several players to replace him. Zach Keller is also playing in an advanced role. Flick pass from Liam Moore. Cannot find any of his forwards. So far, Cesare Marconi has been a bystander. He pulled the strings in the game against Trevecca Nazarene. It does have a tendency to go missing at times. A good ball over the top for Howard to chase. He hits it first time. It's coming down on the half volley. Didn't strike all of it. It was routine goalkeeping for Matt Sharman. The junior from England won out the spot from Cade Minton, who started the first 2 games. And despite both having 1-1 records, the goalkeepers, Minton's 69% save percentage has been replaced by Sharman's 85%. Looks more comfortable at the back. Lucas Howard dropping deep to see more of the ball. Attempt to flick it on by Cesare Marconi and ask for the corner kick. and gets the first of the game. Good defending by Jordan Day. Nico Klachar comes up from the back. He can add his height. As well as that is Alton Petrovic. But nothing comes of the first corner kick of the game. Both of these teams have already lost to Anderson in this young season. North Georgia coming off of the 2-1 loss. Montevallo opened the season with his 0-1 loss to Anderson, who scored in the 89th minute. It was a heartbreaker for the Falcons. And here's a good ball over the top. Almost half a chance for him for Alansar. Gustavo was closing in on goal. Robert Kuta was attentive. 10 minutes played. Montevallo had the best opportunity by Krenar Krasniki, who is yet to find the back of the net this season. Matabosk, who's not in the starting lineup today. Petrovic, Liam Moore, and Lucas Hauer are the only players to score for the Falcons after 3 games. Yet to find their feet in the attacking half. Look very solid defensively. Unfortunate to concede that late goal against Anderson. Defensive header by Nico Klachar. Klachar exchanges passes to Krasniki but can't find Marconi's run. Jared Smalley. Adam Farrell with the reverse ball to Alansar. The Brazilian cuts inside of Krasniki, plays a good reverse ball, but the flag is up on Abreu. Sloppy play by the forward. Another freshman from Brazil brought in from Northeast Oklahoma A&M. So a lot of transfers and players with some experience. Ali Ciardi, a junior, came in from Southwest Mississippi Community College. So players who have played, however, not at this level. Mentioned in the broadcast, early in the broadcast, they had to replace the 17 goals of Matt Shafto and Eddie Hurst, who really led this team to that second place finish last season. Also had 2 goalkeepers, Samnik and Domalowski. They are both been replaced, and Cade Minton wasn't the answer, so they have gone to Matt Sharman, and he's proved more capable in goals so far. Mishit ball forward. Almost comes down for Keller in the attacking half. Held up well by Abreu. Jordan Day put under pressure by Lucas Hauer and forced to go backwards. Run by Alansar forward, but before it gets to him, a foul. Progress of the captain, Alex Grant, is halted by Josh Keller illegally. Will set up the first dangerous free kick of the game for either team. Last season, this was a very attacking North Georgia team. Conceded 48 goals, but got 46 goals. Averaged 17 shots a game. Last season, the Falcons only scored 26, but only conceded 22. Less than half of the goals conceded by the 10-10 Nighthawks, who won last season's contest 2-0. But have only won once before in 2014. Montevallo dominated this series early on. And Patrice Paris has only enjoyed success against the Falcons in the last few years. In his 10th year. They had a period of time the past few years where they only won 11 games in 3 seasons, but last year things really clicked with the experience. It's a new team to construct this season, however, for Paris, and the verdict is still out. on whether this is the starting 11 he can use to bring home a Peach Belt title, definitely a tournament appearance at the minimum now up in Dahlonega. Evan Davis gets a shout and could have played it back to his goalkeeper. Good pressure by Liam Moore. Just pokes the ball forward, gives half a chance. And although the visitors haven't dropped off and brought in pressure, Montevallo have played a high press to the ball, forcing things to happen. However, they have not been able to put passes together themselves, and a strong challenge. A couple appeals for a penalty, but only from the bench, none from the players. And Marconi wins another corner kick. It was a challenge he couldn't put a foot wrong, but Daniel Bennett got the ball in the end. Cortarone gets it off his foot and returns it to Marconi. His initial attempt is blocked and falls back to the freshman, Gabriel Cortarone. Loses the ball and is held off by Daniel Joyce. Joyce, a senior from Essex, England, was part of that successful team last year that played the most thrilling game of Peach Belt soccer action last year, a 5-4 victory over UNC Pembroke, arguably the D2 game of the year. And they were on the wrong end of a high-scoring game in the 3-2 loss in the Peach Belt semifinals to eventual winners Young Harris. Foul in the midfield by Lucas Howard. "17 minutes played, and the best chance so far fell to Krenar Krasnicki. Another set-piece opportunity for the visitors, who go short. Adam Farrell. Jared Smalley. Good footwork. Ball just over the reach of Evan Davis. The Nighthawks look most dangerous on the right wing. Montevallo enjoyed openings through Krenar Krasnicki, but have yet to utilize the width on the left side. Adam Farrell wins the ball back in the midfield. Loose pass by Joyce allows Keller to intercept. This game yet to open up. Teams trying to get a feel for each other. Bennett. Ball forward by Davis is intercepted. Josh Keller, frustrated with himself, plays a ball that just rolls on through. Marconi remonstrating to his midfielder. Good first touch by Alansar, however he's under pressure from Cortarone. Margolin plays a good ball over the top, and Liam Moore is just about onside. Times that to perfection, sends the ball in. Chested down, and the completion completed by Alex Grant. Aliciardi. Another sloppy ball in the midfield, attempted to get Jordan Day involved. Last season had 3 assists. Jared Smalley had 2 assists last year, but again, losing Shafto and Eddie Hurst takes away 13 of the team's assists. Kunta's goal kick goes out of bounds, looking for Lucas Hauer. Kept alive by Abreu. Runs at Petrovic and wins a corner. Tries to, wins a goal, does not win a corner, it's a goal kick. Organized defending by the Falcons. They haven't really been tested in the early going. Almost 20 minutes played. It's just been half chances for the visitors. Besides Montevallo's earlier chance to Krasnicki, no attacking move has led to any openings in this experienced backline for the Nighthawks. Both of these teams are trying to replace goal scorers, so we might be in for a defensive battle. Vladik Margolin trying to get things going with the run forward. Liam Moore plays a good ball to Lucas Hauer. Gets onto it and a good challenge there. The block by Daniel Joyce forces the third corner of the game. Minutes in, no subs for either side. You would expect to see Ozesh and Eriksson at one point or another for the visitors. Montevallo have the aforementioned Morton and Lev Ari, but we've also seen playing time for Luke Garner as well as Kai Pham and the McNeil brothers. Nicholas Peckel from the Woodlands, Texas, another freshman who's seen game time. Decent delivery by Petrovic, eludes everyone. Time afforded Jared Smalley. And again, passes in the midfield have been very inaccurate. Marconi just needs half a chance, takes a shot. It's blocked by Bennett, who stood his ground. Margolin. First time ball in the box. Over the head of Krasnicki. He was held off well by Davis. Not a bad delivery by Zach Keller. The Falcons have started season slowly in the past few years. You would imagine a home victory would give them the spark they need to carry on and would give them the confidence to go forward and get some goals. Daniel Joyce does well under pressure. North Georgia playing a little tentative. They have more time than they think at some points. Could be the youth and inexperience. So far, Montevallo have held well, though, with their old conference rivals. After losing 3-0 to an old conference rival, Clayton State, last game, a team they tied 2-2 the year before. They're trying to reverse this fixture. Last year's 2-0 loss. Certainly in the minds of Coach Dieterle in his 5th season. After 2 seasons of only 6 wins, brought them back to winning ways last year. Again, another sloppy pass by Abreu. Testing Coach Paris's patience. We'll see how long the freshman midfielder stays in the game. Smalley taking his time, plays it into Alansar, who wins this particular battle with Margolin. Good ball inside. Alex Grant, that's the first time he's touched the ball in the attacking third, and almost gets a return pass from Aliciardi, hacked away by Cortarone for the first corner for the visitors. 21 minutes in the first half. A cagey opening quarter of the game at Varsity Field. Gustavo Alansar, another high delivery, flicked away by Nico Klachar. Both teams possess height, however, not in the attacking third. It might be one clever pass that decides this game. It did look like that would be the particular ball, but it almost formed half a chance because of the willing run by Lisiardi, just hoofed forward by Jared Smalley. However, Robert Kuta was fouled by the Buenos Aires native. Header in the midfield from Jordan Day. Keeps the ball back, his loose touch. Turns it over. Falcons, Petrovic. Cortaroni asking questions of his keeper, who had to be alert there. Poor pass from the center back, who just left his teammate Nico Klachar short. Intercepted Aliciardi to Alan Sarr. Smalley goes back. Bennett. The Nighthawks try the right side, and Krasnicki tracks back to make a sharp challenge. He's made a couple robust challenges, both fair and both necessary. Alan Sarr holding off Margolin. That's an interesting battle. Smalley delivers a tasty ball for Abreu, who's not in position. Zach Keller read the flight of the ball out of bounds. Both Keller brothers starting for the first time this season, something that has been commonplace the last 2 years. Matabosk has played in favor of Zach Keller in the opening 3 games. Liam Moore using his pace on the right wing. Joyce affords him a little bit of space, and he plays a ball just drifted past Marconi. The Italian applauds the effort. Perfect weather, and although wet, the field has held up well. No creativity to speak of, though, in the midfield for either side, and chances few and far between. Most of that has been created by good wide play by the Falcons. Must be said that Krenar Krasnicki has looked lively. And Vladik Margolin, authoritative in the midfield, trying to get Hauer more and Marconi more involved. Nico Klachar hoofs it forward under the pressure of Aliciardi, whose presence is growing in the game. However, yet to get Alex Grant involved. Has 2 goals and 2 assists on the season. Joyce and Abreu having a difficult time on the left wing. Most of the attack for the visitors coming from the right side with Alan Sarr. Margolin plays it back to Cortaroni. Interesting to see how the 2 teams lined up. Montevallo playing more of a 4-3-3. Visitors a little more defensive, playing a 4-3-2-1. So far, despite their good hold-up play, the 2 behind the lone striker have not done enough to provide Alex Grant with any opportunities. 16 to go in the half from Varsity Field. No subs for either side. Both coaches sticking to their starting 11. first game, Coach Dieterle only made 2 subs, bringing on Alberade and Corterone in for Matabask and Morton. Long stride of Lucas Hauer plays it into the path of Liam Moore, who has Krasnicki crashing in the middle. Plays it over the head of Krasnicki and no one in attendance. So far, the final ball for both teams has been lacking. The early going of the game, every ball was lacking for the Nighthawks, who couldn't put a pass together in the midfield. They've grown into the contest. Adam Farrell. We've seen more touches in the game. Alex Grant, only the second time he's seen the ball. And he's just gotten scraps of chances all day. You see a little frustration starting to seep in. Cagey first half here at Varsity Field. Robert Kuta, yet to be tested. And Matt Sharman has had little to do as well. The best opportunity that fell to Krasnicki was blasted over the bar. No saves for either keeper. Klatchar recovers from a first touch that was a little far in front of him. This pass is intercepted, and a very strong challenge there. Jared Smalley left his foot in. And Krasnicki got raked across the shin. Touch was just a little heavy. And the German nipped in and paid for his challenge, but wins a free kick for the Falcons in the North Georgia half. Less than 14 minutes to go in the half. A cagey opening period. And the Falcons' home opener. Despite joining a new conference, today's familiar opponents and Peach Belt rivals. North Georgia, they play Lynn University a week from today. Lucas Moore trying to add his second goal of the year. Krasnicki would love a first. However, he's offside. The first change of the day is prepared by Patrice Paris. We'll see who he brings on. Abreu is probably a candidate, as is Adam Farrell. Ivan Aksimovic, the senior midfielder from Belgrade, Serbia, who transferred from Southwestern Christian. Mentioned last year he was the 3rd leading scorer on the team, had 6 goals. And he provides an attacking threat for a team that's been lacking one through the opening majority of this half. And it is Abreu, the man making way.
Georgia, number 22, Ivan Aksimovic.
Aksimovic comes on and offers more of an attacking threat on the left wing. So experience and pace brought in by the Serbian. Bounced in front of Evan Davis. He did well to clear it. Defensive header by Klatchar, who's looked composed defensively, but his ball forward has left a lot to be desired. Good communication at the back for the Nighthawks. The defense made up of British players. Jared Smalley, Daniel Bennett, Jordan Day, all hailing from England. There seems to be good communication back there. The Falcons yet to breach the defense. Their only half chance fell to their left wing. Yet to find Liam Moore or Lucas Hauer, let alone Cesare Marconi in any dangerous positions. unsung heroes in the midfield, Keller and Vladik Margolin, have had difficult days. They've done well to keep out any influence from Adam Farrell and Jordan Day. So far, both teams negating each other's threats. We await a piece of magic to unlock the defenses. Perhaps something from this man, last season's top scorer, Liam Moore. Has fond memories of this stadium. Got an overtime winner against Young Harris after notching the equalizer with 8 minutes to go. He certainly can provide a spark. And a first substitute of the game for the Falcons, Cesare Marconi, is brought off. Will be replaced by Isaac Alberade.
Checking into the game for the Falcons, number 12, Isaac Alberade.
And straight away, Alberade on the ball and almost connects a pass with Krasnicki. Intercepted by Smalley, plays it over the top. Petrovic gets it back from his keeper. Loose pass there by Zach Keller. Joyce. First involvement for Aksimovic. Farrell being hounded from behind, but a little too tightly. Vladik Margolin called for the foul. The freshman from Shelomi, Israel. His fellow countryman Arad Lev Ari is yet to come on. Has started 2 of the 3 games this season. Hauer headed forward for Liam Moore, who's immediately surrounded by 2 players. So far, North Georgia has swarmed the ball. If the Falcons can open up some space in the second half, they might confine the ball behind the defense. Patrick Morton, last year's top assist leader, comes on for Lucas Hauer, who's looked a little fatigued in the last few minutes. It looks as if Kai Pham is warming up for the Falcons as well. Coach Dieterle looking to change things in the final 8 minutes. It's been a very constricted affair, especially in the midfield. The Nighthawks also looking to make 2 changes as well. Anthony Matabosk is brought into the lineup for the Falcons. He scored the first goal of the season. The Barcelona native who played club soccer with Ude Gornal. A highly successful Catalan youth team. Anthony Matabosch comes with a great reputation. .38 played in the opening half of Montevallo's home schedule. Flicked forward by Jordan Day. His influence has been kept silent. Alex Grant finally receiving the ball in a dangerous position. A couple step overs gets him away from Keller. Good ball by Grant. Flicked header by Petrovic, not quite cleared. Margolin hacks it away. Held up by Alberade. Cleared strongly by Bennett. Again, good organization by the British back line of North Georgia. Referee gets in the way. Alberade holds off the challenge of Joyce. But Jordan Day is right there. Despite having slightly defensive approach, which is normal for a visiting team, North Georgia defense hunts in packs. There's always backups and support. Rami Baki from Kilcool, Ireland, and Aaron Ozesh from Berlin, Germany check into the game.
Rami Baki, number 12.
Alan Sar and Aliciardi are replaced. Michael Aiken is also brought into the fray. Replaces Alex Grant, who hasn't seen any service. Ozesh had 2 assists last season and was one of the biggest impact subs coming off the bench. Ball somehow kept in by Matabosh, who plays the ball forward in the direction of Liam Moore, who wanted it played a little farther in front of him. Cultured first touch by Ozesh. However, Farrell's pass is intercepted. Patrick Morton, very underrated for his footwork. Alberide lays it off for Matabosh, plays the ball forward. Looked like it might have gone off the arm of Jordan Day, but he knew nothing about it. Good no call by the referee. Klatchar with a odd header, which just about gives a chance here for Michael Aiken. Plays the ball in the center, and it's hacked away by Josh Keller. Couldn't take any chances. The retreating defensive midfielder averting the danger temporarily. North Georgia pressing more players into the Montevallo half since the substitutes. Trying to snatch a goal before halftime. Heavy touch by Smalley. One back by Baki. Smalley's ball is over the head of everyone, including Aksimovic. Neither Aksimovic or Abreu have enjoyed any space on the left-hand side. Alberide beaten to the ball. Baki. Petrovic, strong challenge in the midfield, and it's one back by Keller. Falcons have 3 players going forward. This may drop for Matabosh. Sharman was smart off of his line. Three to go till halftime. Patrick Morton preparing a long throw. Margolin brought forward, as well as Klatchar, who heads it on and flicked into the back of the net. Vladik Margolin, just as he did. A bit of a set piece. The long throw utilized from Patrick Morton. And Klatchar has a long-awaited assist. And Vladik Margolin, a debut goal at home.
Number 4, Vladik Margolin.
The perfect remedy for this game. It needed a goal. And Coach Dieterle's halftime talk became a lot easier. There are good times to score, but few better than right before the half. And Klatchar used his 6-foot height in the box, held off the defenders, and for once, they were second to the ball. Daniel Bennett was beaten to it by the Serbian, and it was put away by Vladik Margolin. Aiken, good footwork. Visitors looking for an instant response through Rami Baki. Klatchar completes the clearance. Newfound confidence in the Serbian stride. He's been a 4-year player at Montevallo. Loves to get his senior year off to a good start, especially the first home game. This might play well into Ozesh. Aksimovic tried to work a bit of space, but it was closed down well by Margolin, the goal scorer. Morton. See what a goal does to the game. Just the pace and tempo have improved. Farrell plays a long ball. Looked like it may have gone out before he won the corner, but the referee awards the Nighthawks their second of the game. 70 seconds left in the half. It was very tight throughout the opening 40 minutes, and few teams carved out any chances. Montevallo went closest through Krasnicki in the opening 5 minutes. But they've unlocked the defense through a set piece. The visitors will try to do the same. Great defensive header, this time by Patrick Morton. Joyce will try to deliver another ball in the box, and it's a good ball met by the punch of Robert Kuta and a half volley. Just a speculative attempt by the defender, Evan Davis. Looks as if this scoreline is going to stay at the half. If it does, we'll see if Coach Dieterle brings out his team any differently in the second half. They've been on the attacking front, but their one goal came through a set piece. And that's it for the opening period of play. The first home game of the season didn't have any fireworks, but all of a sudden a flashpoint right before the half. An assist for senior defender Niko Klachar, but the moment belonged to Vladik Margolin, the Israeli, with a debut goal in his first home game. A lot easier team talk now for Coach Dieterle in his 5th season. After a 1-2 start, the Falcons play their first home game, and a victory here would do a lot for their confidence in getting them off to a good start in Gulf South play. Be back in 15 minutes. I'm Alex Tejada on the Falcon Athletic Network. You're watching Montevallo Falcons men's soccer. Welcome back to Varsity Field. I'm Alex Tejada for the Falcon Athletic Network. Getting ready for the second half of Montevallo's opening home soccer game. Leading 1-0 at the half through Vladik Margolin's 42nd minute goal. The hosts outshot the visiting North Georgia Nighthawks 6-2 in the opening period. 0 saves required from Robert Kuta, the Polish sophomore goalkeeper. Could have brought some homework today to Varsity Field. It's a fantastic atmosphere, great weather. After a very slow first half, things started to open up towards the end. All 4 attacking substitutes, Baki, Ozesh, Aksimovic, and Aiken, still on the field, yet to get a shot in the first half. Also brought Alan Sar and Aliciardi back on, and already something to do, a fizzing ball in from Aiken. Robert Kuta had to be sharp. Second half turnaround is what Coach Paris will have been stressing at halftime to the Nighthawks. This is a young team. However, no reason to think that players such as Alex Grant can't get in on the score sheet. Not on the field right now, but Alan Sar as well as Ozesh have an eye for goal. Intercepted in the midfield by the goal scorer, Margolin. Freshman's had a good game defensively. Came up big, converting Klatchar's flick header. Lucas Moore had a loose touch and almost set up Margolin, who, with the confidence the way it is right now, you would have thought he'd like a shot. However, it's closed off by the defense, who besides set piece, looked very compact at the back. Now they have to chase the game, finding themselves a goal down. Francisco Aliciardi. Solid defending by Zach Keller, who's disappointed not starting the opening few games of the season, has worked his way into the lineup. Good give and go from Krasnicki and Moore. Krasnicki's path is blocked off fairly by Evan Davis. Ball forward for Ozesh, who's offside. Josh Keller plays the ball out wide. Cleared by Daniel Joyce. Another loose touch in the midfield by Adam Farrell. Farrell and Jordan Day didn't enjoy much possession in the midfield. Disrupted well by Josh Keller. Puts in a tackle right there on Ozesh, who spuds it wide. Michael Aiken. They go back to Sharman, another part of the British back line. The junior goalkeeper has only had to make one save. Montevallo's women's soccer team playing a makeup game against Faulkner today. Overcame a 3-1 second half deficit to come away with a 4-3 victory from Montgomery. They will be on action on the Falcon Athletic Network this Friday in their first home game of the season against West Georgia. That will be also a significant game because it's the return to the Gulf South. Return to Gulf South soccer for Montevallo Falcons and coach Robert Lane in his 3rd season. It's gotten off to a 1-1 start after overturning their opening game loss. A 2-1 defeat at Valdosta State. Krasnicki looks good on the ball, plays the ball into that right foot of Liam Moore, and he almost worked it on to his stride, but James Joyce just about put him off. Gustavo Alensar. Francisco Aliciardi. Day gets it out to Aiken. Just looked the most energetic here in the second half. And sloppy play by Ozesh, who's caught in an offside position for the second time in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. The sophomore from Berlin, Germany, yet to get a feel for the game. Kuta's goal kick, one in the air by Jordan Day. Ball wasn't played into enough pace for Aiken to take it in stride, and it just allowed Niko Klachar to win the challenge. See how long visitors go with Alex Grant left on the bench, the junior from Wolverhampton. Has 2 goals and 2 assists in this young season, but after 4 games has looked the most likely to make the difference in a game like this. Liam Moore striding forward, running at the defense, has company. Lucas Hauer takes a shot and it's wide. Asking for a deflection. Just caught it wrong.
No, that's why we got that.
It was a decent effort. He had Lucas Hauer for company. Cesare Marconi is also coming back into the contest.
No, that's why we got these headsets.
Didn't have much of an attacking threat in the first half. See what he does in the second. The Gulf South Freshman of the Week for his 3 assists in the Trevecca Nazarene game.
That's the main reason we got these headsets out here now. So we can communicate directly.
Almost finds Marconi, and again, Liam Moore finding space through the channels on the left side. Despite the 1-0 advantage, Montevallo applying the pressure in the early knockings of the second half. Keller goes back to Cortarone and Petrovic. Margolin, the goal scorer, loses out in the midfield to Francisco Aliciardi, who plays the ball over the top. Ozesh, good dummy. Gustavo Alensar, and it's headed away by Cortarone. Great strength from Klachar, but he can't prevent the corner. Aliciardi hustling, and half a chance for the Nighthawks. Their most dangerous move of this half. They've won a corner kick. They need a better delivery from Alensar on this occasion. Goes short to Aiken. Aiken plays a low ball inside. Cleared away by Zach Keller. Heavy first touch by Liam Moore. He tries to run onto his second. But Adam Farrell is no slouch and goes back to his goalkeeper. Jordan Day finds space. Joyce plays the ball in. It's blocked by Zach Keller. It's helped out in the defense by Lucas Hauer. Moore lets it run through him. Marconi is alone, waiting for support, and he's fouled by the retreating Daniel Bennett. Evan Davis was also in attendance, and Marconi has stayed down. The first contentious moment of the game. Don't think Marconi appreciated the challenge, and the North Georgia defenders didn't appreciate how easily he went down. The Falcons loading the box with height. Marconi for the delivery. They have Klachar to aim at. He assisted the last goal, and it almost falls for him here. Lucas Hauer got a touch on it, and it's just about still alive. Krasnicki keeps it in the air, and it's headed out by Davis. Aiken can run now and catch out Krasnicki. He's beaten for pace, but he recovers excellently. And Josh Keller uses his body to take it away in a strong defensive challenge. The game is heated up now. Jared Smalley, crunching effort. Opening 9 minutes of the second half. It's almost as if we've seen the first half and fast forward. A lot more intensity. North Georgia know they have to chase the game. They've only won twice in this series, but have won 2 of the 3 last contests. Liam Morris stayed down. The referee, Chuck Wade, stops play. And Alan Sarr and Aliciardi have been going at the referee all afternoon. Certainly borderline on dissent now. They've been hounding the referee for the past couple minutes. And a worrying moment for the Falcons sideline. Liam Moore has looked very lively this game. Already has a goal this season. One of the main attacking threats, not just scoring, but also good for assist and hold-up play. And what he lacks in height in the air, he makes up for pace. Looks as if he'll be okay. Walks off on his own will. Will have to be checked out on the sideline before re-entering for receiving treatment. Isaac Alberade.
Checking into the game for the Falcons, number 12, Isaac Alberade.
First sub of the game for the Falcons. Freshman from Northport, Alabama. Played in the first half as a winger, playing more as an out-and-out striker on this occasion. Perhaps can link up with Cesare Marconi in what would be a deadly attack. However, it seems the team chemistry is still something they're working on in the lab at Montevallo. Not many players seem to be on the same page. A lot of technical ability by the Falcons, however, yet to string passes together, build any attacking moves. And it may be a scrappy contest here as North Georgia have to go for it. Alan Sarr. Alan Sarr takes him a while to pick out a pass. Eventually gets it back from Joyce. Trying to pull the strings in midfield, having to sit deeper to have an influence. And right now, for all the good possession the Nighthawks are amassing, yet to put any significant passes together in the attacking third. Margolin. Marconi and a chance to break now for the Falcons through Lucas Hauer. Alberade. Lucas Hauer will go alone. And in the end, played a pass to Krasnicki that he would have been better turning into a shot. It was easily intercepted by Bennett. Joyce going forward. However, with hesitation, you see the confidence lacking right now from the visiting side. Good reading of that run by Cortarone. Doesn't even reach. It's cut out by Klachar. Still one in the midfield. And here's Alan Sarr, who's starting to have an influence. Shot takes a deflection. And Aliciardi's effort could have gone anywhere after nicking the head of Austin Petrovic. It goes out for a corner. In fairness to Kuta, looked like he would have been there. But half a yard of space afforded to the Nighthawks, and they can turn it into a goal. I mentioned they were goal-scoring machines last season in their 10-10 season, which they knocked off the number 4 Palm Beach Atlantic team. Yet to reach those heights this season. They've started 2-2. The Falcons 1-2, trying to get a second win of the game, and that was A decent opportunity. Again, Evan Davis was the man forward. Some slack marking by the Falcons. Robert Kuta was on hand. Not enough power on the header by Davis. Adam Farrell. His influence has been minimal so far. Credit the work of Vladik Margolin for that. Freshman showing attacking as well as defensive qualities. And a very speculative effort by Jordan Day. Junior from Beverly, England. Having a frustrating afternoon as well in the midfield alongside his partner Adam Farrell. Another substitution for the Falcons, Patrick Morton. Comes in to replace Krenar Krasnicki. Krasnicki has not been as influential here in the second half as he was in the first. And after about 15 minutes is replaced by the sophomore from local Vestavia Hills, Alabama. 5 assists last year to lead the team. Hasn't quite gotten on the assist column this year. Josh Keller has 1 and Cesare Marconi has 3. And Klachar wins the corner that time. Almost the exact same combination that won the goal. Long throw from Patrick Morton for the Serbian left back. As it is another set piece opportunity for the hosts. And Marconi in no rush. Cortaroni also up from the back. Good delivery up the near post and a smart stop by Sharman. Another corner.
Yeah, he saved it.
Joyce was on the post. A good flick. Could have provided the Falcons with a second. Act 2. Marconi's cleared. And a loose ball from Zach Keller goes out of bounds. The Nighthawks survived that particular attack. Aliciardi, very poor. Not on the same pace there as Joyce. Fatigue has started to set in, it seems, for the wide players of North Georgia. A lot of running without much reward. We'll see if the substitutes are made by Coach Paris. Aaron Ozesh has basically been an island up top for the majority of this second half. A good delivery by Marconi. Morton has looked dangerous since coming on. Sharman produced a smart stop, his second of the game. Best effort of this second half for either side. The Falcons will be back here a week from today against Lynn University before traveling to Auburn Montgomery to open Gulf South play, before returning home on the 29th to take on UAH in a highly anticipated contest on October 1st against West Alabama. The last 2 years, they have been multiple goal contests decided by a single goal in overtime. The last 2 have gone to the Falcons, but they're entering this Gulf South Conference, which has been dominated 3 years in a row by West Alabama. They certainly are the benchmark for soccer in the Gulf South. Montevallo looking to spoil the party. Had a slow start to the season, but so many newcomers. Bruce Dieterle's lineup looks to be gelling. Newcomers alongside experience, such as Josh Keller, the man on the ball here. Also lots of experience on the left side. To Nico Klachar. Even many of the sophomores played the majority of the games last season, namely Kuta, Lev Ari, Morton, and Leah Moore. So not a completely new lineup, but certainly new faces in important positions. It takes a while to get accustomed to the pace of D2 soccer and the pace of players like Michael Aiken, who goes forward. Good closing speed by the Falcons. Looking like a potentially dangerous move, and Adam Farrell has looked off the pace all day. Good challenge by Margolin to win it back. North Georgia enjoying a spell of possession in the last 5 minutes. Nothing to trouble Kuta's goal, however. They've looked more incisive in this second half, and they'll have to put a passing move together. And a little afters there going on between Joyce and the Falcon that is currently on the ground. And Joyce sees a yellow card for his troubles. Zach Keller, the man getting up under Joyce's challenge. It's been a frustrating day for the senior from Essex, England. That's not the kind of emotion you want flooding into your team. However, you also don't want to change your back line. So we'll see what Patrice Paris does. Try to change something here, because despite all the good build-up play, it's been nothing inspiring in the final third. Aaron Ozesh has been starved of possession. Foul by Alberade, who's also been well marshaled since coming on. Leah Moore on the touchline to check back into the game. Went down earlier in the half, but looks to be okay now. A poor pass is intercepted in the midfield by Evan Davis. Brings pressure. Cesare Marcone played it into his own man, Patrick Morton, and it allows Davis to recover. Marconi is the man to make way. Lucas Hauer heads to the bench as well. An air shot there by Liam Moore, didn't catch the half volley well. Krasnicki is back in the lineup and has an immediate impact, shoots that one high. So Krasnicki was brought off just for a breather, replaces Lucas Hauer, and almost pops up with the second. He's had 6 shots this season now, yet to find the back of the net. He's been instrumental in the build-up for the Falcons. See why Bruce Dieterle wants him back out in the game. Player who potentially has a future as a midfield maestro for the Falcons. Alan Sarr trying for a response for the visitors. Frustrated at that shot, cut across it. The slow roller into Robert Kuta. It's been called into action a couple times here in the second half, but nothing too strenuous. Scariest moment was probably the deflection off of Austin Petrovic from Alan Sarr's shot. Great ball delivered in, and really should have been 2. Leo Moore with a delightful ball in front of all the defenders and just evaded the path of Krasnicki, who looked to be arriving just in time. Ivan Aksimovic enters the
Checking
fray.
back into the game for North Georgia, number 22, Ivan
And I mentioned
Achimovich.
the body language of James Joyce didn't look very positive. He heads off to the sideline and is replaced by Justin Soto. So Soto takes up a spot at left back. Aksimovic into the attack to try to join up with Ozesh. So Ozesh, Aiken, and Aksimovic, a three-man front. Carl Eriksson from
Also
Uppsala,
checking into the game for
Sweden,
North Georgia, number
the
13,
junior who
Carl
started last
Eriksson.
game, arrives for his first action of the day. More than anything, he can provide fresh legs here in the final fourth of the game. Aiken. Languid stride to escape his defender. Cautious but effective by Bennett. However, intercepted by Krasnicki. Alberide almost turned his man. Petrovic, smart header. Not just clearing, but finding a man. Morton. Margolin, a smart pass. Morton can't find Liam Moore, and the attack stalls. Jared Day. Ooh, and a very strong challenge in the midfield by Josh Keller. Leaves the Nighthawk midfielder in a heap. Nothing malicious, just got his body across the ball, and Keller left his boot in. Alan Sarr looks to be okay. Has been the spark for the Nighthawks here in the second half. Montevallo have kept them at bay. Deep, deep delivery by Jordan Day. Well cleared by Nico Klachar. Headed on for Aksimovic to chase. His touch allows Zach Keller to step in front. And smart defending by the senior. Isaac Alberide makes way for the Falcons.
Checking back into the game for the Falcons, number 9, Lucas Hauer.
Bruce Dieterle brings Lucas Hauer onto the field, but on the opposite wing this side. Leo Moore drifts out to the right. And Krenar Krasnicki moves from left wing to being out and out main striker. Falcons thought they'd won a throw, but the side official disagrees. Great tackle by Krenar Krasnicki, not afraid to fly in there. Justin Soto just about holds off the challenge though. Spreads it out to Alan Sarr. Alan Sarr, for all his good dribbling, has not been able to find that final pass, and again is short on that occasion. Krasnicki plays the ball in offside. Leah Moore made his run a little early. Perhaps should have seen the back line step up. It was very smart defending by Bennett. And Evan Davis responding likewise and caught Moore offside. They've held their line well. They were undone by a set piece. Perhaps more lack of concentration than anything. In the 42nd minute, Vladek Margolin's goal is what separates us. It was a long throw by Patrick Morton. And Klachar's header flicked onto the boot of Vladek Margolin is the difference. Bit of miscommunication going forward for the Nighthawks. Last touch by Erickson. Soto played a ball into him, but with way too much pace. And it looks like it may not be their day, North Georgia. Smart layup by Aksimovic, clever touch by Erickson. Soto on the outside. Good footwork, but can't get around Patrick Morton, who holds his ground well. Zach Keller's also been an unsung hero here on this right fullback position. Lucas Hauer. Taken off him by teammate Liam Moore. Moore runs into space and can deliver a great ball. He's being chased by Soto. He's left him in the dust. Puts the ball in front of Hauer. Allowed Day to intercept. Perhaps a chance to break, but a loose touch by Alansar allows Morton to recover. Aksimovic open in space, and the game is opened up a little bit. Michael Aiken. The attack is stalled, but the Nighthawks have numbers. Falcons have defenders back, but a good ball outside for Aksimovic. Does one move. Erickson with a shot. Kuta down low at his near post and had to be, or that one might have crept in. Erickson's been lively, but he finally seems to have gotten his first touch sorted out. And the best opportunity in the last 10 minutes for either side. Uncontrolled challenge there by Evan Davis, who just about wins the ball, and Aiken's pace has the Nighthawks in the ascendancy. Sent forward, Erickson loses his footing, and it could be half a chance here for Ozesh. It's blocked. Cortarone completes the clearance. Krasnicki going backwards. Loses it out of bounds. Nighthawks. .16 to play at Varsity Field. Montevallo looking for a win in their first home game of the season. And trying to get a second of the season. That shot's blocked, and Kuta cannot prevent the corner. Gustavo Alansar with the effort from afar. Goes over to take the set piece. Alansar has been the man most apt to take the shot from distance. They know they can get a deflection or some kind of odd bounce and get an equalizer. Shouts for handball. Very optimistic. Soto header from the back. Alansar goes inside of his man Morton and clips the ball to the far post, but it evades everyone, including Erickson. Alansar and Aksimovic trying to raise the spirits of their team.
Yes, correct. If we sub under 5, we'll stop the clock.
Kuta's goal kick intercepted by Aksimovic. The Serbian passed it out to Soto. He's taken too much time on the ball every time he's received it. As has this man, Jordan Daves, forced out. Margolin could be caught forward, though. Soto. Good challenge. Patrick Morton allows the Falcons time to send men back. And a quadruple change now for the Nighthawks. The last chance saloon now for Patrice Paris, the 10th year coach. Has seen a lot in his time here, but only 2 victories over the Falcons. Oze Shaksimovic all making way. Abru comes back in, as does Alex Grant. Rami Baki, another player who's come on. The senior Irishman adding a little bit of experience, trying to combine with the pace and youth of Mateus Abreu. Coach Dieterle also freshening things up. Krenar Krasnicki taking his time off the field. Marconi checks back in. Liam Moore heads it out of bounds under pressure from Abru. Yeah. Lucas Hauer runs onto a ball in the left wing in space. Drops it back from Margolin, the goal scorer. Marconi falls. Referee doesn't like the challenge, and Jordan Day has some afters. This time the referee heeds Montevallo's appeals and produces the second yellow card of the game.
Who was it to?
Joyce, the first man in the book. Adam Farrell, the second.
Yellow card issued to North Georgia number 14, Adam Farrell.
Hauer over the ball for the Falcons. Time stopped with 11:46 remaining. Too early for the Falcons to start thinking about a win, but they can certainly sense an anticipation of a first home win at the first try. Would add some confidence. And a great effort, just high. Lucas Hauer went straight for goal. May have been a little too far out, but he liked his odds to beat the keeper and a couple inches lower. And that one would have been in the roof of the net. Petrovic. Held off by Aiken. Shows a lot of strength. Despite a very small frame, sends it in, and Kuta reads the cross well. There were 3 Nighthawks in close proximity looking for a rebound. Polish goalkeeper has had routine stops to make all day. Nothing acrobatic. But he's also done well to get the attacks going forward, as he demonstrates there with that long goal kick. Keller. Low pass, almost into the stride. Morton cut inside. Didn't get a hold of it as he would have liked. Catching practice for Sharman. Aiken, again, being afforded lots of space by Klatchar. Ball chipped in the box, acrobatic effort, and almost takes a rebound on the second attempt. Alex Grant went for the spectacular effort. Rami Baki just got a touch on it, and it went back into the path of the leading goal scorer. Grant, however, didn't know much about it. But they force a corner kick. Kuta turned it aside. That goal-bound effort from Alex Grant. Aiken, another man like Alansar, just trying their luck from effort, knowing anything can happen when you send a shot into a crowded box of bodies on the edge of the area. Montevallo sending players deep into the final 18 with 10 minutes remaining. Nighthawks putting all the pressure in, and that's a decent effort. Well read all the way through. Perhaps not the man you want it to fall to, but Evan Davis struck through it. Straight at the goalkeeper and at the perfect height. Long ball here, route one, but it may work for the Falcons. Liam Moore takes it off the goalie's punt. Good first touch by Morton. Tries to play it into the path of Marconi, and a great stop by Sharman. Cesare Marconi would have loved to cap off a fantastic week with a goal. Sharman made himself big and didn't let it slip under him. Credit to the junior. Marconi goes out to take the quarter kick. 3 assists on the year, yet to open his scoring account. And his delivery straight into the keeper's hands. The side ref called it out, but the center official ignoring the flag. Adam Farrell trying to get it forward on the outside. Erickson sends a good ball in. Alex Grant tries to holding off his defender, but Petrovic stands strong, and a handball. Evan Davis, the guilty party. Good ball over the top by Marconi, just ran too far on Lucas Hauer. 7 minutes remaining, Falcons preparing another substitute. Anthony Matabalsk. Matabalsk, more of a defensive midfielder. Perhaps Coach Dieterle looking to set up shop. Farrell. Mateus Abreu, limited impact on the game. Laid off by Erickson. His touch heavy and cut across it. Adam Farrell didn't hit that effort well. And Matabosk is allowed to check into the game.
Checking back into the game for the Falcons, number 3, Anthony Matabosh.
Replaces Lucas Hauer.
They're like radio me over there, but trying to like make sure I catch
Marconi almost creates a chance for himself out of nothing. Rami Baki.
So we're up here like trying to use binoculars, like trying to figure out who's in the game. It's a mess. Oh yeah, well that they gave us some pronunciation.
6 minutes remaining from Varsity Field.
Some of them are still difficult.
Montevallo leads through a lone goal. 42nd minute openers. Vladik Margolin. A very tight first half has opened up here in the second. No gilt-edged chances to speak of, though, for North Georgia. Montevallo's chances to score 2 were all speculative efforts that were sent wide. Both teams very much in touch with the game. Of course, if we tie, have 2 10-minute golden goal overtime periods. If no goal is scored after the 110, it ends as a draw. Matabosk had an effort here to double the advantage. Didn't have enough pace to redirect it in the air. And it drifts harmlessly wide of Sharman's goal. 85 played. Fatigue definitely a factor at this point. Do the Falcons have what it takes to get over the finish line? Austin Petrovic, a commanding header. Farrell. Margolin. Ball forward for Liam Moore. Good pressure by him. Forces Jordan Day into a clearance. You hear senior Austin Petrovic urging his side to hold on for the final 4. Mentioned this was a game between 2 very solid back 4s. It could be the slightest mistake or the slightest bit of confusion, and it was a lapse in concentration on a long throw that has given Montevallo the lead from this man. Patrick Morton set it all up, sends a great ball in the box, and Aiken just about clears it. Davis got a foot to it to intercept it. Marconi was in the area. Rami. Very crowded left wing here. Rami cuts inside of Keller. Almost falls, fortunately, for Erickson. Adam Grant can't get it. Cortarone completes the clearance. Falcons starting to smell a home victory for the first time in 2017. Daniel Bennett. And again, the final ball for the Nighthawks is lacking. Both teams preparing a substitution in the final 5 minutes. Clock is stopped. We have 3.5 to go. Gabriel Garcia, a junior midfielder from Venedo, Brazil, has seen a lot of action
Number 10, Gabriel Garcia.
early this season. The transfer from Brevard College, but is seeing his first minutes of this game. Marconi, the man for the Falcons, whose day is done. His replacement, Isaac Alberade, checks back in and will be the lone target man.
Number 12, Isaac Alberade.
Solid performance at the back from Nico Klachar. He looked a little off the pace in the first half. Some of his touches were heavy. He's recovered in the second half and has withstood the storm of Michael Aiken. Rami Baki, strong challenge by Keller. The other fullback who's been resolute at the back. Petrovic and Cortarone very organized, and Kuta not called into action too many times. Not that he will be complaining. And a fantastic game from Vladik Margolin. Not only did he score the goal, he's repelled several attacks and has kept Jordan Day and Adam Farrell in his pocket. Marconi and Rami Baki with some hands above the shoulders. Referee quickly puts an end to it. 150 seconds remaining. Jordan Day is over the free kick. Good delivery from Jordan Day, and it's flicked away by Petrovic for a corner. This could be the best opportunity. The last chance, perhaps, left in the game for the visitors. That cross is not deep enough. Chance to break for the Falcons. Josh Keller is shoved from behind. It won't do Alan Sar's team any good. 90 seconds away from a first home victory of the season, a first home game of the season. Montevallo will be back a week from today against Lynn University. Robert Lane and the women's team will be here on Friday taking on West Georgia. They also play Sunday against North Alabama. Austin Petrovic given a yellow card for time wasting. Good hold-up play there. Headed down into the path of Marconi. Almost falls for Alberade. Alberade twisting and turning. Held off by Day. 60 seconds. Goal kick. North Georgia. It's send everyone forward but the keeper time. Great header by Petrovic. You can see the leadership qualities in the defender. Played second fiddle last year in the back line to Steven Roca. It's definitely his defense to lock down now, and he's done an excellent job in front of a great crowd at Varsity Field. Allen saw a bit of improvisation, but the chance is on for a break. Alberade in space, and a very, very late whistle by the referee. Jordan Day had fallen down, and it looked as if the referee was waving away the appeals, but decided to go back long after Alberade had been through on goal, and that's the final whistle. Montevallo Falcons win by a lone goal from freshman Vladik Margolin in the 42nd minute. Bruce Dieterle's side just about got there in the end without too much trouble, although they did see a few efforts on Robert Kuta's goal in the second half. It was a dominant defensive performance. Austin Petrovic was the man of the match. Vladik Margolin a close second. And the forwards were lively. Cesare Marconi, Liam Moore continue to show signs of improvement. Montevallo have never lost 2 years in a row to the North Georgia Nighthawks, and they have beaten their ex-Peach Belt Conference rivals after losing last year 2-0. Nico Klachar with the assist. Long throw from Patrick Morton was flicked on. Vladik Margolin had the lone goal. Thank you for watching the Falcon Athletic Network. I'm Alex Tejada, and you've been watching Montevallo's men's soccer.